Hello, cosmic beings. Welcome to Being Cosmic. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm so glad that each and every one of you is here. So, a little side note, I do have my personal readings up in the community section of my channel. So, if you're interested in those or feel called to get a personal, definitely check that out. And then also thank you for your donations. They really are helping the channel. So, thank you so much. And with that, we are going to do a collective message. So I'm going to take a step aside to let spirit pass through and see what the collective needs to know. And then a quick little side note, the dragon that I have on today is named Bolt. So Bolt is going to be helping with this message, as well as I've already called in. I do it before I hit record, but I call in all beings of the highest golden light that help deliver the messages. So that's just a little side note as well. If you're interested, let's see. All right, Spirit, what does the collective need to know today? So the card that came out is number 8. Could it be a dragonfly? And so what this card is symbolizing is signs and synchronicities that are coming in for you at this time. Dragonflies could be significant. You could be seeing dragonflies. Um, says seeing the meaning beyond the illusion of perception, signs from the universe are all around, recognizing the outer world as a living oracle, paying attention to the signs. So definitely pay attention at this time. You're being communicated with and you're getting signs and synchronicities. You just may not be fully realizing that that's what it is. So definitely open yourself up and pay attention to the signs that you're being given right now because they are very significant. What else, Spirit? All right, we've got number 32, when it's time to say goodbye. And there's a little axolotl on here and then a dragon. So dragon energy could be very significant at this time. All right. So 32 breaks down to a 5, which is a big change. Okay. And the meaning of this card is completion, endings, death leading to new beginnings, and loss. When it's time to say goodbye, it's time to end one way of being and move on to a new chapter in your life. This can be accompanied by pain because you have to say goodbye to someone you love, someone who has meant something to you, someone important. You may not want to let go, but you must face the loss and the grief and bless what was. Other times it's necessary that you purposefully put an end to something. Perhaps you need to walk away from an unhealthy relationship to be true to yourself. Or maybe a connection has run its course and that is just how it is. Right now, you're meant to close the door on a part of your life so you can begin something new, something meaningful and designed for your beautiful self expression, success, and happiness. You can be sure it's time for a different experience, a more aligned, authentic way for you to be in the world. You've come so far. Be brave and bless all that has come before now. Who will you become? So much magic awaits. So some of you could be going through the physical loss of somebody, If that is your story, my condolences. For a bigger portion, what I'm picking up is that it's time to close a cycle. And that's where these signs and synchronicities could be coming up for you right now, is you could be getting messages that it's time to end a cycle of some sort in your life. And maybe there's some resistance there in not fully wanting to, or not fully realizing that it is time to end the cycle. And so that's where these signs and synchronicities are coming in. For those of you who have experienced a loss, you could be getting signs from that spirit in the form of animals at this time, or I'm really picking up animals, dragonflies in particular. For some of you it may be butterflies, it could be what else? Birds. It could be birds right now. And you're getting messages from that passed on loved one that are letting you know that they're still with you and they are helping you through this grieving process. Okay. Right. Spirit. Okay, this just kind of came in, so I'm just gonna go with it and say it. For those of you, if you have lost somebody and you want more of a personal message, they are um that spirit will talk to you through a personal reading. So you can look at my personal readings, or you can seek out somebody else, whatever calls to you and resonates with you. But you might be being called to get a personal reading so that they can come through and give you some closure and some guidance. Another message for that, you also have the ability to communicate with that spirit. And so the thing is, when you're attempting to communicate with especially somebody who's recently passed on, um a couple just helpful guidance messages. So when you go to communicate with somebody who's passed on, a couple words of advice is or just some guidance, is to make sure that you are in an energetically protected container. So you can do that with like an actual, you know, like casting a circle. You can do an energy shield, and I recommend using golden light instead of white light. It's just a different frequency, and it's a very protective frequency, and it's also a pure source frequency. And then you can do some things that heighten your senses. And the biggest thing is energetically, when you are attempting to communicate with other beings in general, you've got to raise your frequency and your vibration in order to allow that other spirit to match you. So if you're really in this grieving process and you're really feeling the loss, it's going to be harder for you to match that frequency where you can get clear communication. So if you're in that space of really feeling those heavy emotions, I would definitely recommend reaching out to somebody for a personal reading, because they'll be in more of that frequency where they can match and get those messages through clearly. Um, and then another thing is sometimes it won't be, it depends on what gifts you have open at this time, what clairs you have open. And so it may be a feeling or a knowing. You may get a thought that is of a memory with this person, something like that. If you've got your clairaudience open, then you can hear the messages clearly. And then obviously if you've got, your clairvoyance open, you might be able to see them. Um, but just that's a little bit of word if you want to attempt to communicate. And you can also open it up and say, um, I'm open to receiving the signs at this time and look. And so you ask for a sign and then look around. If you ask for a sign and then you look out the window and you see a squirrel, there's a message. And then look up squirrel medicine, or the spirit meaning of a squirrel or bird, or it could be a spider. Um and then you'll start to develop a relationship with those signs and synchronicities when it comes in to play with this particular spirit, and then that's a way that they can communicate with you as well. Okay, so let's see here. What else? Spirit. And then that's also the way that the universe communicates with you as well. So even if you haven't recently lost someone and that's not your message, be open to communicating with the universe and your spirit guides and whatever you work with in that way as well. And once you start developing that relationship with those signs and synchronicities, it becomes an easier, more clear pathway of communication for you personally with your higher self and the universe, and your spirit team and all of that. So it can be something like every time you see a deer, it's reassurance that you're, on an aligned path, just as an example. Yeah. All right, what's there? All right, we've got when the grit becomes a pearl. The numerology is, well, the number's 27. So that could be significant. You could be 27 or 72. That also breaks down to a 9 in numerology, which is the close of a cycle. And so with that, I'm picking up for the majority of you, you're in that phase of needing to close out a cycle or stepping into that energy of fully closing out a cycle. And so being that it's 9, that's the energy of completion. All right, so this is reinvention, learning from past mistakes, surrendering to the lesson with grace and maturity. Something transformative is happening within you. All that friction, irritation, and resentment, the growing pains, identifying with your wounds and then releasing them. You've been through rough seas for sure. Now you hold the precious pearl of wisdom in your hands, heart, and psyche. You are forever changed. After all, you cannot change the pearl back to the grit, nor would you want to. Yes, you might get triggered here and there by the ghosts of the past, but nothing compared to the arduous journey of learning that you have been on. You will notice how quickly you can turn things around, how quiet you can become in the middle of a storm, how adept you've become at knowing when to speak up or to step away, how mature you are now. This is a time to look at how far you've come and to be mindful of opportunities, relationships, and interactions that remind you of the ones you've been through already. You do not have to learn the same things repeatedly. You have the choice now to move forward or walk away. Some things cannot be changed no matter how much you want them to. Certainly, you know you can change only yourself, even if you want to influence another person to see things your way. That didn't work before and it won't work now. Take things at face value and trust your intuition to avoid unnecessary grit. So for some of you, what I'm picking up is I'm definitely picking up the end of a relationship. And with that, when we're coming into that cycle, and this could be a platonic relationship, a romantic relationship, um, I'm definitely picking up for for quite a few of you, you could be at this phase where there's a part of you that knows the relationship has come to a conclusion. And then there's the part of you that still wants to hold on to the idea of maybe not. And, that glimmer of hope that maybe it would be different, maybe it's not it, over basically. And what I'm picking up is you're getting signs and synchronicities at this time, and you're getting inner knowings that you're at a different place of attraction now. Your vibration is different. And there's certain people on this journey that will go through their own personal transformations and then match you with the vibration a little bit later. And then there's those that you're just vibing away from. It's just the resonance is not there anymore. And so what I'm picking up is that if that is your story, really kind of sit with yourself and be real and open and honest about it, and open yourself up to signs and synchronicities that will also help guide you in coming to closure with the relationship. Okay. Number 5, let your dreams be woven true. Okay. So again with 5, that's big changes. I think we had another 5. Yeah, so we've got 2 5s. That's big changes. The card of the Dreamweavers, co-creation, partnership with divine powers, trusting your dreams will be in alignment with your soul's destiny, surrendering your will to a higher power. Okay, to be an empowered co creator and work your magic in the world, you need to remember you are in a partnership with your higher power. This is the metaphor of the Dreamweavers. It's a reminder that you are never alone. There are always divine forces at work on your behalf, listening to the stories in your mind and heart and reflecting them in the outer world. Okay. So while there are things you cannot change or control, there are also the threads you choose to weave into this fabric of life based on the electric force within you. You dance between surrender and creation, fueled by your inspired dreams and intentions. Now is not the time for pushing harder, but for allowing things to organically take their course. Do your part, taking your steps, but surrendering the rest to the divine. Remember, your job is to know your why and hold space for the energy of your dream. In weaving the sacred essence of your desire, the how of it will be revealed. Weave and let go, weave and release. Let your dreams be woven true, and like magic, things will seem to work out even when you're not concentrating on the pattern. So I'm picking up a little bit of a need to surrender some things at this time as well. And especially if the relationship story is the relationship narrative is your story, releasing the relationship will allow you to call in a relationship that will fulfill you more and will match your vibration and your new point of attraction. And allow yourself to feel what's coming up at this time, and then do your best not to get stuck in it. And so when we change our vibration and we really step into alignment with ourself, there's a part of the self that is sad and frustrated that certain relationships no longer jive. And so allow yourself the space to feel that. And then also do some work to remember that you are shifting, you are evolving. And that's a good thing. And by releasing what no longer serves in relationships that are draining your energy and that are not serving your highest good, that allows you to be able to open yourself up for relationships that are more fulfilling, that are more of a soul tribe connection, and that fulfill you and don't drain you. Alrighty. The next one that came out is number 10, All the Diamonds in the Sky. No, I have not seen that card yet. Yeah, it's a cool one. All right. Limitless potential and possibilities unique to you, moving out of limiting beliefs, reaching for the stars, and trusting you will reach them. Often, the only things that separate us from the life we want to live are our beliefs and inner stories that we tell ourselves about them. Perhaps you've been conditioned to see yourself as limited, less than, unworthy. Maybe you're worried about the consequences of stepping out of your comfort zone right now, for the results of your expansion may not please others. Could it be you don't know the how of everything? It looks like too much work and it makes you feel discouraged? The star you're reaching for may seem out of reach for you, but if you remember you came from the stars, you will see the threads of destiny the dream weavers have placed for you to find. Dream big and don't be afraid to be honest with yourself about what you really want to experience. As soon as you claim it, let go of your resistance to surrendering and shift from merely wanting to consciously intending. You will see the thread connecting you to the star that was there all along. Step by step, the way forward will be revealed, and the how will be in the very capable hands of the universe. So I have been picking this energy up. There's a couple of past readings. It'll be I think the two before this one. It's a very similar story. So if you're resonating with this one, I would highly urge you to check those ones out as well. Um, this is really that energy of I just lost it. Um, Yes, that's what it was. It's this energy of allowing yourself to be seen, allowing yourself to shine, allowing yourself to dream big, allowing yourself to tap into that childlike wonder and tap back into that energy where you were able to dream without the limitations of our, society and things like that. So really allowing yourself to dream big and tap into what ignites your soul, that is that's the key to your fulfillment. Okay. And then only the weavers know the time. So this card is talking all about divine timing. And again, there's this energy of surrender that is recommended right now. And so when you surrender the timing of things, then you allow it to come in and happen organically for your highest good. And so the more we want to control the time and it has to be now and it needs to be this way, that's putting a bunch of limitations on your journey and on your outcome. And so by releasing and surrendering and allowing divine timing to work, looking for the signs and synchronicities and taking inspired action, that's what's going to help you really fulfill your soul's purpose and also step into that fulfilled space. And releasing cycles and relationships and things that no longer serve are only going to help you get there faster, basically, and with less resistance. Anything else, Spirit? So I was just looking here at this card again, and something that popped out is so you've got all these little lines, and in the imagery, these are meant to be threads connecting you to the stars and to the diamond. But when I looked at these just a minute ago, what it reminded me of is needing to energetically cut cords. So it might benefit you right now to really look into that and to cut some cords. And it's releasing attachment to things that are draining your energy that no longer serve, and then pulling your energy into this now moment and pulling all of your energy back so that you can be energetically more whole, which will allow for that fulfillment energy to come in as well. Okay, then this one is number 20, and we have What the Winter Spirits Know. And 20 in numerology breaks down to a 2. So, which is partnership and duality. That's what the 2 represents for me. And you can also, if you're getting number synchronicities, you can look them up. There's books on number synchronicities, on angel numbers, and then you can also just like Google them, and you'll start to build a relationship with the numbers as well. So this is obstacles that are divinely timed, the season of rest, slowing down to regroup. Obstacles are placed in our path for a purpose, to slow us down. If you encounter ice, you need to proceed with caution. So it helps you to take a pause and to really get into alignment a little bit better. So it's talking about the season of slowing down to contemplate and dream, and it's recommended to take advantage of this time so that you can regroup, rethink your choices, and make a plan. Okay. Anything else wants to comment about that one, Spirit? So this kind of goes into that hermiting energy as well. And so you might be being called to kind of step into a hermit phase a little bit and to pull back from lots of like social gatherings, or going out on the weekends or things like that, so that you can get clear on what it is that you want to bring into your experience. Anything else? Okay. Getting told to pull another one. When the storm spirits play. Oh, that's a fun card. And so this is a number 1. So in the number 1 is also the energy of a beginning. All right, understanding how to navigate divine chaos, clear the air, stir the pot, scatter seeds, bring new possibilities. You're being asked to surrender. You're being asked to surrender your need to control outer circumstances, which is based on a desire to feel more certain, avoid confrontation, or resist change. This card signifies a time to trust that this chaos, disorder, and turbulence has showed up in your life is temporary but important. You're now able to let go of what is unnecessary or that which you've resisted releasing. Okay, so I'm really picking up the need to surrender at this time, and to really look at the signs and synchronicities that are coming in, because you are being guided in how to navigate through this energy. And I'm definitely feeling a call to end a cycle that you've been avoiding. And like, oh, I'll do it later. Oh, I'll wait. And that's just prolonging this energy that you've been in. And so it's by understanding and acknowledging and accepting the fact that a cycle does need to come to a close. Through that, and through closing that cycle in whatever way that is for you, it could be a job change, it could be moving, it could be the relationship a timeline I was picking up earlier. By really taking those steps and saying, okay, I'm going to close this cycle now, then what happens is the new path will be open and illuminated for you. But it's not going to be quite illuminated for you until you make this decision and take some action into closing this cycle. All right. And then this one is, if the taste is sweet and good. Right, the energy of this card is when things are as good as they seem, the blessings of life, being thankful for success in grace. There are times in life when you wonder if this is too good to be true, if the beauty you see is real, if the love you feel and the forgiveness you offer is as life changing as it seems. Now's the time to release all your doubts and revel in the bountiful blessings beyond being bestowed upon you. Do not allow any thought of unworthiness to taint this moment or allow any indulgence in the rash act to keep moving forward to distract you from receiving and taking this all in. Slow down and savor this moment. Okay, so what I'm picking up is that you are coming to the close of one cycle, but in another area of life, you have a beautiful blessing that is there. And the message is to do the work on closing the cycle and use most of your energy, obviously surrender all of that. But do your best to use most of your attention to be grateful for this blessing that is here, and that will help you move through this cycle as well. Okay, so an example just came up. If you are in the rel- and you blah, if you're on the timeline where it's the end of a relationship in whatever way that is, it could be a friendship, could be changing the dynamic big time with a family member. It can be, ending a romantic relationship, whatever it is for you. If you are in that energy where you are being called to end a relationship and then you just got a new home, or let's say the first example that came up was a new job that's so fulfilling. Focus on that and really put most of your energy into being grateful for that blessing while you're ending this cycle, because that's going to help you keep your energy high and not getting sucked into the grief process where it's draining, basically. So there is a need to like move through those emotions and things when it comes to grief, but if you can focus on a blessing in your life, it will allow you to move through that um a lot easier. Okay. Anything else? Okay. Well, yeah, I'm not picking up anything else. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this reading here. I wish you all the best on this journey. I wish you all the best in this closing out the cycle. It can be challenging. There can be a lot of emotions that come up with that. And so just do your best to move through them and and just kind of keep going, and it's one of those like you'll see on the other side of the situation how much you outgrew it. So I feel like you've really outgrown a situation, but you aren't seeing fully how much you've outgrown it yet because you're still half in it. And once you fully close out this cycle, when you look back, you'll see just how much you outgrew that situation and that dynamic. Alrighty. Well, I hope that this reading helps. If so, definitely let me know in the comment section below. And if you like this video, hit that like button. If you would like to see more messages from me, you can hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything. And I will see you on the next reading. Bye.